Hey everybody, it's March 1st. Essentially, it's been about a year since we've been in this pandemic, that Americans have been aware that we've been in this pandemic. The government probably, a couple months prior to that. I remember being at work because I retired officially in May. I remember being at work those 2 to 3 months and, you know, just trying to process that, how we're going to do virtual Zoom with clients, wearing the mask, um, hand sanitizer everywhere. Uh, you know, it's like it seems surreal, Now it seems very real. I mean, we've been going through this for a year now. In fact, hubby and I are going to get our first vaccines today. And I guess with the Moderna, I think it's called Moderna, you have to wait about 4 weeks to get your second dose. But it's happening. More and more people are getting vaccinated. Hospitalizations are going down. I honestly feel like it's interesting. As some places I go, like a lot more people are wearing masks and being careful, and then all of a sudden you're in some place and you're like, holy crap, you're the only ones with masks on. We went to get our dog's nails trimmed, and no customer and no employee had mask on. But I said, honey, we made it this far. I don't think we got anybody sick, and we haven't gotten sick yet. So yeah. Namaste, everyone. Okay. The other topic I wanted to speak on was, I touched on many, many subjects regarding emotional intelligence. Um, you know what? I really want to talk about guilt today. We learned in our programs, um, excessive guilt stymies you. Especially if you are prone to addiction. Most addiction is used to mask pain, untreated trauma. Uh, yeah, and relapses are a normal part of addiction. But the challenging thing about guilt is, you know, we want to feel remorse, regret to a certain extent so that we, address our negative behaviors. We make restitution when and where is possible. We heal relationships. We do better. Essentially, we just do better, going forward. But the problem with guilt is it kind of like nags at you. And just when you think, like, oh, no, I got this, you know, something triggers you. Then you feel guilty again. Even for those of us that are not prone to addiction, just because I have a master's in mental health doesn't mean I'm not still growing emotionally. I'm going to tell you, my challenge is this. I feel like a hypocrite. And let me tell you what I mean by that. I'm very, much aware, trying to be authentic, um, being real, owning my mistakes, being accountable, being in the moment, all the wonderful things that, I have worked on, and many people that I know that are on a path of emotional growth are working on. It's a lifelong journey. And I always tell my besties, if we talk, like, it's not over. I'm sorry. We're still on this planet. We're still carnal human beings, you know. But this is my dilemma. I have learned so much about parenting, so much about how to respond to children, so much about unconditional love. You know, these are not skills come easily. Yes, I always had this problem with my right eye, so y'all have to bear with me. Nobody, no doctor can figure out what's going on, but it's essentially always bothers me. But anyways, I have been dealing with some guilt lately because of feeling a bit of a hypocrite. Because when I said because several times, bear with me. My husband says, I always say, trying to watch some of these habits. Okay. Well, if I go and I post a meme or wonderful, you know, quote that I have found, or even going on my channel and sharing my experiences and my education and my skills, my children are out there. My grandchildren are out there. you know. And I have said it, we made mistakes by our kids, and I always had this nagging feeling, like two of two of our four children are going on and like saying, "Ma, easy, easy for you to say now. Where were you then? Or why didn't you see this? Or why didn't you catch this?" So, you know, allow people to change and grow. And this applies to me. I have every right to change, grow, and do better, just as you do. You know, examine yourselves, check yourselves. Uh, fix the present. A lot of us need to fix the present. We can't go back and do the past, but we can fix the present. Okay. Take ownership in relationships. Two-way streets now that we're all adults. That's how I look at it. So I'm not letting myself off the hook. I'm just saying this is the reality. You either want to have a good relationship with your parents or you don't, you know. Most parents I know at this point want that. Especially as we age, we reflect and we soften and we love being grandparents, but we love our kids. We love our kids. In fact, touching on that subject, Roy and hubby, had the best time. I don't know if it was, I think it was Thursday or Friday, watching home videos, my home videos, uh, seeing my kids little and their sweet little voices and just their interactions. And, you know, I was really proud of the way I was responding to them in these videos. I did some really good things. But in fact, what my hope is, we're going to get like um, a recorder. I don't know what they're called, where you can um, take your VHS tapes and make them into DVDs. And I'm even going to reach out to their dad, and ask him, does he have any old VHS that he could send to me, and I'll do that, and I'll in turn, of course, do for him and send him DVDs. You know, I don't think he'll respond to me, but I always try to be a decent and civil about stuff like that. We'll see what happens there. Ah, okay, so that's my first tip. The other is hold yourself tight. You're doing all right. Okay. The other is this. I have a song that I'm going to share, um, and I'll do it in my very next video. So it's going to be the same day. Okay. And I think it's called "Tonight I Want to Cry" by Keith Urban. Tonight I Want to Cry. You know, so blessed. I have a partner, and during this pandemic, not having that physical contact with loved ones, or even maybe there isn't someone that, even prior to the pandemic, was there in that sense, physically giving you those hugs, those little touches, those, the grandkids, the cousins, the aunts, the uncles, the brothers, the sisters. I remember my brother and I used to, like, when we would travel and meet each other, we always gave each other the biggest hug, you know. So we all need it. And so that's what that song basically reminds me of. It can be about, it's Keith Urban's song, Tonight I Want to Cry. It can be about any loneliness that you're experiencing. And a close friend of mine, quote, made a post yesterday. That's what got me thinking about this song, is about, just being completely alone. And during this pandemic, being a senior and stuff, you're very apprehensive about going out. And here it is winter where she's at, with all this inclement weather. And, and you got health conditions you got to work around. Um, you know, my heart just goes out, what I'm trying to say. In fact, I got to reach out to my older cousin. I'm going to write her a cute little letter and send it to her. She's 10 years older than me. I'm 65. She's 75. And I haven't heard from her in a long time. I want to check on her. So, having said that, uh, you know, think about loneliness. We hear about like being alone is different than being lonely. I was extremely lonely in it was my third marriage, extremely lonely in my first two marriages. You can like, in fact, I found out once I, left those marriages, I felt a lot less alone. And I started, learning what it was like to be alone, because I had never lived alone. Oh, it was marvelous. And it's just what Roy and I both needed. He did the same. He'd been alone a lot longer than me, but as far as like living with someone, um, so he had more time to experience that. I hadn't. So, I still had a child at home, in high school, but I recommend it. I gotta tell you, I don't need to be married. I don't need to be with someone. I love being with myself. Having said that, I want to be married. I want to be with him. So that's a really good feeling, you know. That way you store up your own identity, your own purpose, your own interest still. And he does the same. He's always working on something he's interested in or has to do. Um, you know, busy little beavers, y'all. Anyways, I think that's about it. I'm going to close this out because I'm going to do that song next. So they kind of be like back to back. Okay. Love you all. Have a wonderful first week of March. Listen, y'all, if you're praying or you're meditating, my mind is on Myanmar. Um, they're very horribly oppressed people. My mind is on them. My mind is on another 300-ish, 310 girls taken again. Um, you know, we had 300 lost girls taken in Nigerian girls. I'm talking about now. Now we got another 310 were taken a few days ago. You know, children are just not safe in this world. So, I'm just asking, you know, prayers for them. I pray for all children, but there are certain days I focus more, um, on particular current event, that's impacting children for worse. And oh, we gotta do better, right? Okay, love you. Bye bye. I'm definitely getting out of here now.